If you've seen some of my recent videos, you'll know that I recently found some of my old food journals where I used to write down all the recipes that helped me to lose more than 40 pounds. And I've been looking through them and I wanted to show you some breakfasts, some high protein breakfasts. When I was trying to lose weight, if I ate a good breakfast in the morning, it just really set me up for a good day of eating. I made better decisions regarding food throughout the day and I just felt better in general. So got this protein oat pot, got this breakfast bake, which is actually really good, hot or cold, and got one of my old favorite weight loss smoothies here. And what I actually really like about these breakfasts in particular that I'm going to show you is that you can make them as a single serving, but they also keep really well as meal prep. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to meal prep a whole lot of breakfast for myself, which I really love doing because then I just feel like I'm setting myself up for a good week. Thank you to the old journals. I was actually reminded of this recipe by one of you guys' comments on my recent video. It's from Melbourne7573. I wish I could eat overnight oats, but I can't stand the texture. So what I do instead is grind the oats into a flour and make a batter with protein powder and soy milk and peanut butter. Put it in the microwave for 3 minutes. Comes out like a cake batter. It's delicious. So this sounds very similar to something that I used to make. I used to call it a protein oat pot. I don't know why I used to call it that, but it's like a little pot of oats. I used to prep them in batches, so I'm gonna make 4 of them right now. I never used to blend the oats when I did it, but we're gonna do half of them my old way and then half of them Liezl's way, where she blends the oats. So adding half a cup of instant oats to each of the jars, whole for 2 of them, and then blend it for the other 2. All of these breakfasts are gluten and dairy free, by the way, just in case you wanna know. And then adding half a scoop of protein powder to each one. I use a vanilla vegan one, as well as a tablespoon of peanut butter. And lastly, half a cup of freeze-dried strawberries. So that's like 4 ingredients. That's it. I like to use these because they keep really well, obviously because they're dried. And then I don't need to keep fresh strawberries in the fridge throughout the week. So that is what it looks like prepped. Now all you have to do when you want to eat this is add some milk or some water. I used to always use almond milk, but now I use soy milk. Any milk is fine. I'm gonna make this one and eat this now because I'm hungry. And these ones are all meal prep for the week. These, you don't even have to put this in the fridge. You can just keep it out. All of these things are very shelf stable. So just adding about 1 cup of soy milk to my protein oat pot, grabbing a spoon, giving it a quick stir, and then putting it in the microwave for about 30 seconds. I take it out and stir it after about 30 seconds and then put it back in for another 30 seconds. And I just keep doing that until I'm happy with it, usually like 2 minutes in total. And you know, usually when it's too hot to touch and I need a towel to grab it, then I know it's ready. Oh yeah. I love the little strawberry pieces in it. I'd say that this one was probably like always my go-to just because it's so simple. But I do actually have a few more flavors. I haven't made these ones in a long time. But apparently they're also nice flavors. So if you want to try some other ones, let me know. And if I can decipher this handwriting, then maybe we can try them. Right now, we're gonna make this baked oatmeal. This is perfect for this time of the year. It's a really good hot or cold. And you know, if you're just bored of like your everyday kind of oatmeal, this is a nice way to mix it up. You can bake a whole batch of it when you're just making one. So preheating my oven to 380 degrees Fahrenheit, that's about 195 degrees Celsius. Got 3 ripe bananas here that are kind of like overripe, but the riper the better because it makes them nice and sweet for baking. Just smashing them up with a fork in my bowl and cracking 2 eggs in and mixing them with the bananas. You can use a vegan egg replacer instead, or I'll have a chia egg substitution on my blog for you. To that I'm adding 2.5 cups of rolled oats, half a cup of almonds. I'm just chopping them up really quickly before adding them in. 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar, 1/4 cup of dark chocolate chips. I use a dairy-free one, I'll link it below. 1/4 cup of almond butter or peanut butter, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, a little pinch of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and lastly 2 cups of milk. I use soy milk because it's high in protein and it's dairy free, but any milk will work. And just pouring the batter into a baking dish. And in case you're not sure of dimensions for the baking dish, I'll link the one I'm using below. Okay, that's it. Just a few ingredients thrown together really. So I'm gonna get this in the oven now. It's gonna take about 40 minutes to bake, and while it's baking, I'm gonna prep my smoothies. Doing 2 things at once here. But do not go anywhere, because when this comes out the oven, it's gonna be brown and crispy and delicious, and you're gonna wanna see it. The first thing I'm doing for my smoothie is rinsing some baby spinach, just a nice big handful or 2, and adding it to my blender with 3 cups of frozen mango, 2 scoops of vanilla protein powder, the same dairy-free vegan one that I usually use, 4 tablespoons of dry rolled oats. This helps to make the smoothie more filling, and it adds some fiber and good carbs. 1 medium avocado, and I didn't get the best one here, so I'm just cutting off the really bad bits. And lastly, adding about a cup of ice and a cup of water. But if you want a smoothie that tastes less green, you can switch out the avocado for some plain yogurt. I like 1.5 cups of unsweetened coconut yogurt as a substitution for the same amount of calories. And if your blender's getting stuck here, you can just add a little bit more water and just serving it up between 2 jars here. But you can easily double up all the ingredients to make 4 smoothies if you want to prep just 1 breakfast for the whole week instead of multiple breakfasts like I'm doing. And there you go. That is my green mango and vanilla protein smoothie. This was actually one of my favorite smoothies when I was trying to lose weight, because it's a really nice balanced smoothie. There's all the food groups. It is nice and filling. It kept me going until lunch, you know, all the right things. Because I like it so much, I actually ended up using this recipe in my 4-week weight loss meal prep plan. I'll link that below for you if you want to check it out. But yeah, it's a good one, and it keeps really well for meal preps. That's why it's in my 4-week weight loss meal prep plan. So I'm just gonna get these lids on these jars so that we can keep them nice and fresh in the fridge. Where are my lids? Here they are. I'm gonna link these jars and these lids in the description box below for you if you want to check them out. I'll also link below the protein powder that I use. It's one of my favorites. It's ready. All we have to do is slice this up and serve it out, and I cannot wait to eat this for breakfast this week. Definitely looking forward to that. I'm just slicing it up into 6 pieces and storing them in meal prep containers. And just look at those golden crispy edges. I told you it was going to get golden and crispy. The corner pieces are my absolute favorite because you get the crust on 2 sides. I always eat those ones first. This is one of my oldest favorite breakfasts that I've now, just rediscovered. Banana chocolate chip baked oatmeal. So that is it. All of my breakfasts prepped for this week. I'm gonna get this in the fridge. All the breakfasts that I've made today are roughly 400 calories per serving, just in case you want to know. That's roughly 4 points if you use my point system. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I will link a video about my point system below. It's basically just a really simple method that I used when I was trying to lose weight so that I didn't have to count my calories. I've also listed all the ingredients for everything I made today on my blog. That'll be linked below for you too. I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.